What's up, everybody? It's me, Grimtooth the Troll, back for another, what's that? Traps Thursday. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm excited about this one, let me tell you. Now, I did have two guests this evening, but one of them's not really feeling too chatty, probably because he didn't quite make it through. Oh, what's that? Oh, I can't hear you because you're just a skull. All right, well, now that we're done with this guy, let's bring on the guest who has made it through to my sanctuary of interviews, and that is Mr. Brendan LaSalle. Come on down.
Hello, hello, Mr. Grimtooth. I mean, Mr. Tooth. Sir, I'm so sorry. I'm such a fan. I'm a lifelong fan here. You've been following your career. Your trap designs have been an inspiration to me my entire professional career. So it's just very excited for me to be here. I just can't believe. I can't believe it. It's Grimtooth.
Okay,
I'm talking to Grimtooth.
Right, enough groveling. I hate to see sycophantic writers grovel.
Sorry.
Listen, all right. Well, you made it through here to the interview room, and at least there's that,
Yeah, it wasn't
the last
easy.
guy.
Yeah.
So what do you got for me this evening? I hear you've been working on my new book that's going to be coming to Backerkit soon, and these interviews are one part marketing and a second part to make sure you guys are doing a good job, because otherwise,
No, I understand. Well, I think it's going pretty well. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a real professional honor to work on some of your traps and to translate them into the Dungeon Crawl Classics rule system. I had a great time doing it. Really, it's all there on the page. Just need me to fill in the dots. So it was really something special to do,
All right.
But there are some sweethearts in there. I can't wait for people to see how amazing all of these traps turned out, and I hope that you get a chance to add them to your campaigns if you're watching, and just see how well your players do with them.
There's no hope. These people are gonna add them to campaigns.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make sure they don't have campaigns to add them to. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand.
All right,
I totally understand.
So let's hear a couple of these conversions you've been working on. What do we got?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so let's see. What traps have I done for you? Well, I guess the first big one that I did for you was the it just flew out of my head.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm just really excited to be here. You have to forgive me. I'm just couldn't be more excited to hear. All right, so the Avenging Treadmill is one of the ones that I worked on. That is an amazing trap. It's a treadmill disguised as floor built into a cul-de-sac. It gets activated when the players make their way to the door. They open the door, hear something horrific, they want to run, but now the treadmill is pushing them the wrong way. So they're trying to run up against the treadmill while this thing is happening, right? And coming after them from behind. Now, that's amazing, right? But that's just the beginner. This is the beauty of the Grimtooth thing. There is more. Oh yeah, because the gears of the treadmill activate a mechanism in the ceiling that opens up and drops whatever you want onto your players. You know what I mean? Hot lava, spiders. The one that I wrote about that I was pretty proud of, and I hope you'll like it. Rusty weapons and armor that have been collected from all the guys that died in your dungeon over the years.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Boom, right on them. You know what I'm saying?
Anything that makes them get a tetanus shot is a good one in my book.
Yeah, I know, right? I got your dungeon plus lockjaw. Get some. So yeah, I was really excited about that one. I think the Avenging Treadmill is it's some of your best work, and it was really cool to work on, and I learned a lot.
These guys got to make like a reflex save or an agility check if they're gonna outrun the treadmill first, or how's that work?
I mean, here's the thing. They would have to have, so that the treadmill is specifically, I know how you do. The treadmill is specifically designed to be a little faster than they could possibly run. So all they can do is only lose 10 feet per round if they're going full out. Now, they might try to cast a spell or something, fly, hover, whatever. But now they're casting a spell. Wow, they're running the treadmill. And I don't know about you, but I don't like their chances.
Nope. They're gonna have to reduce their die down at least 1 or 2 steps.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
that.
And even if the reflex save will happen when the mechanism on the floor opens up the ceiling thing and down pours the whatever it is. And lava's great, but then lava melts the treadmill. Giant spiders, I like that one too. Or even better than giant spiders, just a cascade of little ones, just like 100 little spiders. You know what I'm saying? That's fun. People are less afraid of big spiders than they are of little spiders. This is the thing I have learned.
Now, here's an idea. What if it rains down balloons, but all the balloons are filled with explosive gas, and then at the same time, there's these flames that come up, and then all the balloons explode.
I love that.
Put that in the book.
You got it, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Tooth. Right. I'll absolutely add that.
It'll be like, and then there could be like a little thing like "Happy birthday, suckers," something like that.
Yeah, maybe confetti along with it, and they're breathing in the balloons. They're covered in confetti. Yeah, nothing sadder than a corpse covered in confetti. You know what I mean? Like
you're right. You're right.
He was this close. Is how they'll put it down. He was this close. Anyway, I was huge. Okay, well, another one that I'm really fond of is the floor creature. Okay, so floor creature, I believe Grimtooth did it first. There are other monsters like these, but I'm pretty sure that you are the first one to ever have anything like this. So the floor creature is an organic beast that is camouflaged to look perfectly like a section of dungeon floor. Okay, it's a plant. It's a living plant. It is smart enough where it can tell like it won't fold up and chomp on a rat because it needs rats for seed dispersal to spread itself to other parts of the dungeon. But and it's smart enough to know, you poke over the 10-foot pole, it doesn't want to eat a 10-foot pole, so it does not retract. But as soon as a couple of juicy, plump adventurers make their way over it, well, wow! This thing is all over you like a cheap suit. You got real problems. It's crushing you. Your friends, they want to help. They're trying to stab it. They're going through it, and they're getting you. You got problems, man. So the floor creature, my favorite kind of trap personally is the one that has a monster at the other end of it. So this is right up my alleyway. They camouflage in there, all built in, and then boom, and then it's just too late. I love it.
Very nice. Yeah.
I think that's a real. I'm very, very, very fond of that one. So. That one is that's an absolutely exceptional trap, and I kind of feel like it's the kind of thing like it's got legs, like that you can put that anywhere. They could be multiples in the same dungeon because they grow. You know what I mean? I think
my question is, what happens to the mess? Right. All right. So this thing eats all the adventurers. Where does all the waste go?
Here's how I see it.
Have to install that in your dungeon.
What I think is all the organic bits. Well. Plant deals with them the way plants have dealt with things since time immemorial. You know what I'm saying? Those are gone. What you got left in the hallway is a pile of armor, coins, and other shiny stuff. So the guy down the hallway is like, "Oh, look at this," and maybe that even makes them suspicious. Maybe they tap with their pole. Pole doesn't set it off. Nope. People set it off.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to hear the stories of people including the floor creature into their dungeons. I
can't wait either.
Oh, yeah. I'll talk about one more. Is that cool? Do I have time?
Yeah. I guess that's fine.
All right. Well, my favorite one in there, this is my absolute favorite. I saved it for last. Is it Piccolo or is it Memorex? Now, you have to be my age to remember that reference. But essentially, you have got a room underneath this great big glass dome, and the sea is under the sea. So as they walk through there, they can actually see the ocean up above them. There's a monster in there, a Shoggoth, okay? Like a proper, Shoggoth out there. Right. Yeah, he's a rough, you know what I mean? And he's incredibly dangerous. But there's a Piccolo in there, just sitting there. And it's shiny and pretty and beautiful. So if someone decides, hey, maybe the Piccolo is the key to the puzzle, and they grab it and they start playing it, the Shoggoth starts to dance. He gets into it, right? He likes it, right? Yeah. And then, but he's still coming, but he's dancing. But if you play a little higher on the notes, wow, he gets even more into it. The higher you play pitch, the more into it the monster is going to get, right? So obviously you are motivated to keep trying to hit those Armstrongs, highest notes you can get to and just get to it. But eventually, you play a piccolo to its highest register, and the vibrations crack the glass over you, and boom, in comes the ocean. Now, this leads to all kinds of problems because, first of all, that Shoggoth, he'll just transform himself into a sea creature as faster than you can say Jack Armstrong. So he is in his element. They love the sea. They're born for it. But
Right.
you, not so much. You're running. Here comes water. There's seaweed and, I don't know, giant gar and goldfish and whatnot. You're trying to not drown. Shoggoth is taking guys out. Piccolo, I mean, I don't know, falls to the sea, bottom of the sea, and maybe it's there forever. So, it's a beautiful one. And then, I feel like this one's got depth because even if they don't go for it, worst case scenario, Shoggoth breaks the glass and boom, in comes the sea, and he does this thing anyway.
Right. It's a lose-lose situation for those.
It's a lose. It's a lose-lose situation, which I like to call classic Grimtooth.
That's right.
There's no way
baby.
You better have. I'm sorry. You better have. You better have something. You know what I mean? You better have some kind of ring of something or other to keep you underwater safe and breathing. Otherwise, you got problems.
That's right.
No one's got
like, how many skulls is that? That sounds like a high one.
That's a 5-sculler, baby. That's a 5-sculler.
Skulls.
Yeah. Yeah, you got real problems with that one. That one's gonna come at you. And it was really cool to actually sit. I got to do some research on Shoggoth and how nasty they were. There's a lot of versions of the Shoggoth. I did my version of it. Obviously, everyone's going to interpret that delightful monster of fiction differently. But I'm very proud of my version, and I hope, sir, Mr. Grimtooth, sir, I hope it does you proud, because I'll tell you what, it is about to eat up some people. And once again, I do not like their chances.
All right. Yeah, that sounds great. I haven't dove into too much Shoggoth lore lately,
Sure.
so I'm gonna take your word for it. I mean that
Thank you,
is
sir.
why I hired you, obviously.
Absolutely. And it was more than fair. I feel like getting hired at the rate of not getting killed by you is more than fair.
Well, good, because I'm pretty sure I'm not paying you, so that's the best I can do.
I mean, walking out of there with my life, even just that's delightful, So
Very nice, very nice. Well, I think it's time to take a little commercial break. And
all right.
And we'll come back and we'll talk to Mr. Brendan LaSalle about some of his inspirations on his other works that maybe I might have had a little hand in inspiring. So we'll be right back, folks. Oh yeah, it's me, Grimtooth, and I hope you're ready for a brand new book. We got all 150 of these traps statted up and ready to go, both in 5th edition and DCC RPG. Haha, yeah. Now I know you don't want to miss out on this action, That's why I put this code up for you to scan. It'll take you straight to the Backerkit page, and you can be notified on launch day. And then, oh buddy, you better believe we're gonna have some treats for you that day. Yeah. Now, don't delay, scan this code, or else I'm gonna get angry! Oh yeah, baby! I'm back! Grimtooth the Troll here to let you know they got a brand new book coming to town. That's right, Grimtooth Old School Traps! Not just for anybody. Oh no, if you put these in your game, they're gonna get killed. Oh yeah, we got 150 new traps statted up and ready to go. All you gotta do is insert them right into that dungeon of yours. Oh yeah. Listen here, we got traps that slice and dice, mince and mash and smash and pass. Oh yeah, we got them all, baby, and everything's gonna be blood smeared. We gotta have to get a mop up in here. We got so many traps! Now, I don't want you to miss out on this, That's why I made it easy. All you gotta do is scan this code right here or hit the link. It'll take you right to the Backerkit page where the campaign's gonna be. Oh, yeah! And you can be there day one. Get you a special treat. Maybe, I don't know. Nobody tells me. Let me tell you something. This guy right here, he didn't back the book, and now look at him. Oh, he ain't got no skin. He's just a skull. That's gonna be you. If you don't back this book. We're back, babies, with Brendan LaSalle. In case you're just now tuning in, we've been talking about traps because, it's Traps Thursday. And
absolutely.
And you know what, Mr. John David? I like a lot of cheese on my sandwich. Thank you very much. And if you don't, that's cool. You make your sandwiches however you please, buddy. Peanut butter and jelly, that's great too. I like peanut butter and blood. So, let's continue. Mr. Brendan LaSalle. Oh, I love you too, buddy. All right, we made it. That's all it took, a little bit of threats.
Absolutely.
But we'll hug it out digitally. Come here.
Digitally hug it out. Digitally hug it out. Yeah, there you go.
The hug. I feel the love. All right. Okay. Moving on. So Brandon, let's see. You're most famous, I would say, for your XCrawls. Now, those are some quality dungeons, let me tell you. Very nice.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much.
This is me talking here to you. I'm telling you.
Well, you were a big inspiration to me. I imbibed all of the trap protein from everything I read from you, and I tried to do my best. I really tried to do a couple to make you proud, and I got a couple today I was going to tell you about that are absolutely inspired by your level of deviousness.
Okay, well let's hear them.
All right. Well, so one, I call it back in the saddle. Okay. So the characters, they all get to a room where there's a joust that's set up. Okay. So you got a joust on the one side and a joust on the other side.
Typical, there is a lot of jousting in dungeons.
Oh yeah. Well, this, in an XCrawl thing, absolutely. Arena, the whole thing.
It's all kinds of wild stuff.
All kinds of wild stuff, So you have the moderator tells you that it's going to be your champion up against their champion, and then after the first pass, they tell you the ground fight is going to start. Regular. So your warrior says, "I'll be the jouster." They get all limbered up. They get ready to go do it. They hop on that thing. But see, I trapped the saddle. Boom! Blows the horse in half. Blows the person up in the air. They fall down to the ground. There's nothing. There's nothing for them. And then not much of a joust when you got two halves of horse, and you just took gosh knows what damage from having a shape charge blow up under your jacksie.
That's right. Yeah. Ooh, that's nasty.
Dude.
I like it.
Yeah, but
the way your brain is working.
Honestly, I learned at the feet of the master. I'm real proud of that one. I mean, it's a wild one, but it's a lot of fun.
Nobody sees it coming for sure.
No, they don't.
Unless they got somebody checking for traps, obviously. But who does?
Yeah, see, you gotta, it's the rare one that's gonna go in there. Hey, let's go check for traps on the saddle of the horse this guy just gave me. You know what I mean? It's right. Very rarely. I only had one very clever person go, "I don't trust you," and figured it out. But it was which you can't get them all. You got the whole dungeon to get them. The first trap doesn't get them. Trap number 2 is in the house.
Right.
So I'm real proud of that one. I feel like that one's got a Grimtooth vibe. I got another one that I really like called Bon Appetit. So I feel like as someone who designs traps, the most annoying person to me is that thief.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna come in there. All he wants to, you know what I mean? All he wants to do is come and mess around with my traps, and he's gonna like circumnavigate my stuff. So in a as yet to be published adventure, I've got an anti-thief trap that is I'm awful proud of, sir. So let me get your thoughts. So here's what happened. So what happens is it's a lock trap. When the thief goes over to do it, any touch on the to the metal pallet there, boom, shoots off this trap. What it does is it blasts the thief with a mixture of olive oil, Parmesan cheese, oregano, thyme, and sumac. And it's all over him and all sticky with this. And then the door automatically opens up, and there inside is my giant 60-foot wolf were. Now, it's been starved, but they've only been feeding it on one thing. That's right. Marinated, stuff marinated in the olive oil and the cheese. Right. It comes out. It instantly sniffs the thief out, and it goes, no matter what everybody else does, it will ignore everybody else but whoever got the blast of the cheese and the olive oil and the Parmesan and the sumac. I have a little sumac in there. A little sumac. I'll get him. And then they come after him, and then it's just too late. You know what I mean? This thing, yeah, they might get him, but not.
I don't know if I can resist that either. I'd probably go straight for him and take a nice bite. I mean,
honestly, I feel like, I'd be honored. You know what I mean? I hope you find it delicious, because I find the whole trap business a delicious business. So it comes out through there. It's definitely at least going to get a bite out of him. Maybe they stop. Maybe everybody else does. But see, he also has the other problem, is that he's now slick from it, so he can't climb to get out of there or anything. You know what I mean? He's just going to, he's going to,
you got to take a whole 2 rounds to lick your fingers off first.
At least 2 rounds at least. Maybe if he's lucky,
get all your compatriots to lick your fingers for you.
Yeah. That would, hopefully you brought your trusty dungeon dog sidekick who can take care of your.
Yeah. Bring a couple of retainers whose purpose is just to lick you.
Yeah. One's going to complain about being a vegan, right? I mean,
right? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, those sound ridiculous and amazing, and I love them. They got a Grimtooth, whimsical, yet deadliness, and they get my stamp of approval, buddy.
Oh, that means so much to me. Thank you, Mr. Grimtooth. I'm really proud of it, and I hope that I'm very fond of those, and I'm going to try to keep doing them. So I got one more, okay, that I'm real proud of. So this one, it's the whirling blades of the whirling blade monster. So what I've got here, they enter into a corridor. It's got an apparent hazard. I love hiding a trap inside of a hazard, because it's like, oh, well, this is the whole thing. It's not the whole thing. There's a trap. So there's a lever. There's a lever at the far side of this thing, but there's a hallway. The hallway has got these poles in there. The poles revolve, and they got whirling blades on them the whole way down, right? But if they ask how much coverage there is, you say, well, it looks like there's enough coverage in the middle loose that if you time it just right, and if you're real careful, you can hop your way through there, just tumble on through and get to the other side without getting chewed up by the giant big bladey things happening. So there's no thief or halfling alive that can resist that kind of a challenge. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, so they're gonna get there ready. Maybe they take off the backpack. Maybe they even please take off the armor.
Right.
They charge up, boom, tumble. Maybe they make it. Maybe they gotta spend some luck points on the way down there. I don't know. Whatever it is. When they get to the far end, the lever is trapped. That's the other one. And when the lever gets trapped, but when they pull the lever, that makes all so if they check for traps, they can get around it. But they're gonna pull the lever, because they assume as the hazard's over, it's just gonna squeeze in there just to keep them from going back out down the hallway or anybody else from coming back in. At the same time, I got a monster there called a blade spirit. It just looks like a whirling stack of blades in wind. So you didn't even notice it. He's just standing over there on the side by all the blades, their blades, he's blades. It all goes past. So now he has got unlimited access to the thief. Maybe your warrior goes, I'm just going to charge down. Sure, I got you. Boom, 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 boom. Cut. I'll get him every 10 feet. He's taking damage. And maybe he rescues his buddy, or maybe he's a bloody pulp when he gets down there to the end. So
hopefully the latter.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm real, that one, that is from a early XCrawl adventure that hopefully be published someday, and then I'm very fond of. But I've always I strive to have that. You know what you got is that finesse, that flair, that je ne sais quoi. So that's what I try to include. Because you're all about it. But all I can do is aspire to be like the master. You know what I'm saying?
Well, give it another 800 years, you might get some of my quality.
Thank you, sir. Well, all I can do is strive to get there because, it's, you know what I mean? Obviously, you're the OG of the OT of the Dungeon D. So,
what I can. Sounds like somebody says that I've rubbed off on you a little bit there in the chat.
Absolutely.
Like you do, for sure.
Oh, and there's a question redeemed. Nerd Geek Games. Can we get an XCrawl Detroit Uncle B? Yes, there is an XCrawl adventure that is set in Detroit that is definitely Detroit themed. The name of the adventure is Please XCrawl Don't Hurt 'Em, and it will be one of the stretch goal adventures that was cleared for the XCrawl Kickstarter. So it will be out if you're in the Kickstarter, it'll be part of the Kickstarter package. If not, it'll be on shelves at the same time that the actual book's out there, and I don't know yet. But I'll tell you what, though, I've seen some of the art from it. Nerd Geek Game, you are going to love it, and it's very Detroit. There's a lot of send them to Detroit. Absolutely, there's a lot of Detroit love in there. Did you know, Mr. Grimtooth, that Detroit is one of the homes of American aviation? World War II, they cranked out B-52 bombers like anybody. So I think it's awesome. So I got a little bit of that worked in. I got muscle cars. I've got insane clowns of a sort. There's ICP. They're from Detroit. Who knew?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I tried to load it down there with hey, I know who that is. I tried to load it down with all kinds of Detroit flavor because y'all got my love. So always Bob Gnarly's voice, Uncle B. Thank you. So, and it's got I'll tell you what too. Ooh, I can't even tell this trap because I'm not even gonna tell this one, but I got one in there, Diabolical, that has been was inspired by Spider-Man comics.
Nice.
Yeah, I got something in there that's just is
that in the Detroit one, or is that a different one?
That's in the Detroit crawl, and
right.
it's got two pretty decent traps, but the one in there's one that's just ridiculous, and I hope everyone has a chance to discover it on their own. So watch if you're in one of my XCrawl adventures, check those floors, check those doors, because I'm coming after you. I'm so sorry, boss. I'm getting dry. I'm so sorry.
Sure. Yeah, have a swig. I don't mind.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks.
It's all good.
Anyway, I'm just saying that
well, folks, looks like he didn't check for traps, did he? I think Brendan LaSalle's writing career just about fizzed out. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's been another exciting Trap Thursday for you and me, and not him. So be sure to check out the Backerkit page and make sure you signed up for launch day, because you're going to get a free trap if you do, and maybe some other goodies. Who knows? Well, this is Grimtooth the Troll here, signing off. See you later.